Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the video. This is actually going to be Hollywood Divas. This is not episode. This is actually the reunion, part one of the reunion for season one. I'm going to just start right off by saying underwhelmed, to say the least. I'm not so sure how I even feel about this reunion so far. We have two executive producers. We got Todd Tucker, which you all know is Candy Burris' husband from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Then we have Carlos King, who is also an executive producer of this show. He's shady. Child, he's shady. And the thing is, I don't know how I feel about him being the host. He hosted this first part of it, and then I believe Todd is going to host the next part of it. But Carlos King is like a good girlfriend and a kiki of all of the members of this show. And it just didn't sit good with me, because it was one of them things where, like, you could tell they've chit-chatted and kikied and cackled, and was leading them. You know, if they start saying something and it seemed like it was getting ready to get too much, get ready to give us too much information, he was swaying them and basically leading the interview. And that's not what we watch the reunions for. We watch the reunions to let it rip. We watch the reunions to see how they are going to react after they see all the shit that we see while we've seen it, because they know everything that's going on except for the things that they're actually saying in their confessionals, and they're finding that out as we find it out. So that's why we watch the reunion, to see what is their reaction to the things that they've seen on Twitter in the last few months, the things that were said in the confessionals. That's what the whole point of the whole reunion is. And for him to be kind of like leading it just kind of threw me off. But maybe it's just me. You guys leave it in the comments and let me know what you think. But you probably will remember him. Carlos King is actually the one who picked Portia up and carried her off stage when she dragged Kenya. That's Carlos King. Okay, but anyway, moving on. All the girls came out in gowns. Basically, they all had gowns. I actually wasn't crazy about Lisa's gown. It had a couple cutouts. The construction of it was off. Something was off, and the fabric wasn't too hot. So it was all of the construction. Something wasn't right with that gown and the way it was laying. Her hair was sharp. I loved her hair. Her hair was very Dorothy Dandridge. She's cut some of it off. And she basically, I believe, was wearing her own hair. I don't think she actually had any pieces added in there. But it looked really nice. Her hair and her makeup was really good. Countess, I really did like Countess's gown. She's still big, though. Now, she's still big. I don't know about the lipo, and I don't know how she said she only lost like 5 to 10 pounds. And I thought for sure they took more than 5 or 10 pounds of fat out of her. So I don't know, but she got to get some exercise or something going along with that, because there's no need to go through all that pain. And I'm going to say she looked neater than she had looked. Not smaller, but she looked neater and more pulled together. But she could have did that with a body magic. You know what I mean? So there's going to have to be something she has to do along with that to make that, going through that whole lipo situation, worth it. And I believe if she changes that diet, because she looks like she probably didn't change the diet. Go put that chicken down and let that do what it do. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, but I did like her gown. I thought it was different, and it wasn't typical fat girl. It was cute. It was a cute gown, and she had the little bun with the little Chinese bangs and everything. It was cool. Let's see. Golden looked ridiculous. Her dress was one of those two pieces with the half top and the little skirt done in beads. It just looked cheap and cheesy. It looked straight, like it was straight out of one of them prom magazines that they have. $250 at the most. That just wasn't. I didn't like that. She's too fucking old. And then the thing is, her body's not ready for that. When she sits down, she had a bulge. You know, it gave her a bulge. She had a bulge of meat sitting around. It's weird. She had that, well, my mother actually calls it a McDonald built, where you fat and skinny all at the same time. You know, where you got a small frame, but you got meat hanging all over the place. Yeah, I just didn't think that was a good look for that. And then placed up against the other girls that she was sitting up there, her gown just kind of looked cheap to me. Let's see. Elise, I didn't care for her gown. I didn't care for it. It was very the back rack of David's bridal. I didn't care for that. It was very mother of the bride. And then wide red shoes with a blue gown. And I guess she thought that was breaking it up. She looked foolish. And that carrot top blonde wig, by Miss Elise, that was late. And by far, the bitch that I've talked about the whole time, honey, Miss Paula came out there and her Sunday best. Paula's gown was absolutely gorgeous. She had this red gown with very much of the full ball skirt. And that's just what that bitch was, the belle of the ball. She is the lead, and she took the spot. She sat in the middle, and she looked like she should be sitting in the middle. It was a very pretty gown, red, stark red. Very pretty, very fitting. Her hair, she got the whole weave, y'all. She got the whole weave, the top, the sides, and the back. She looked good. Curls fell a little bit, but it was cool. Paula looked better than she's looked all season. Even her mom looked nice. She had her curl, her jerry curl was blown out. So it was cool. And she had Forrest in some type of rented tux. Cool. Not a problem. They were actually out in the audience. I guess they'll probably pull them in maybe next week. But that was it. Everybody, they looked, nobody was just ridiculous other than Fawnzilla in the cheap two-piece. This was really, I'm telling you, this was boring. That was probably about the most exciting thing. And then there's one more thing. The whole middle wasn't nothing but fillers for commercials. It was really boring. It really was. We went through the same stuff. Reality stars versus real actresses versus people who have training versus shut the fuck up. We already heard that shit. They really went over the same things. And like I said, there was nothing that we actually found out that we didn't already know, because every time it seemed like one of them talked too much, Carlos guided the conversation. Fawnzilla still feels like she feels. She still feels as though, and she tried to play back out of it, but she still feels as though she's better than Lisa Wu, and that Lisa Wu should not be up there with her. Oh yeah, she cut her hair into cut her weave into a bob with the part in the middle. Now that actually looked nice. That's the best that she's looked, because that long hair make her look like she should be running in the woods. So that kind of looked nice on Fawnzilla. But just boring. I sat there for an hour, and I'm going to tell you, I fell asleep on the end and had to actually run it back so I could actually rewatch it. That's not good. When I fall asleep on a reunion, that's not saying a whole lot. And I literally fell to sleep and had to run the shit back and finish watching it. I'm trying to think, and I don't want to really leave anything out. You guys, leave it in the comments if there was something that I missed that you all found interesting. We could discuss it in the next one. But I'm not going to sit here and drag this review out when there really was nothing that actually went on. And I'm telling you, there was really nothing that actually went on. They even went through the assorted flavors thing again, saying how the whole thing of Paula says she gave the assorted flavors idea to Elise, and Elise ran with it. Whatever. Boring. Anyway, and then now this was the one new thing. We've been over and over and over the thing about the drinks that were spilled on Paula and all of this. And also how she was blackballed. The real story is that Paula was actually, and I believe there was some blackballing done. She was dating a producer for what they wouldn't say what the movie was, but she was dating the producer. The producer cheated on her, and she went and cheated on him with Forrest. And Forrest was basically a producer helper, like a gopher, basically. And he blackballed her. And now that I can see happening. And I kind of believe her. I'm sure he did get her because his pride was hurt. And he knocked her out of a couple jobs and things. So I believe that. And then the thing about being at the party and Golden and her friends spilling drinks on Paula. Well, whenever Forrest started telling his side, we're finally getting Forrest as part of the story. And that's when it got a little hype in the ballroom, because Fonzilla was trying to say, no, it's not, that's not how it happened, this, that, thing, and the other, that bitch is lying. But Forrest turned around and told her, when you hear a man talking, you need to shut up. And then I had to kind of side with Fonzilla, because Forrest, who the fuck are you to talk to her like that? You ain't fucking her. You fucking Paula, dude. If you like to talk to Paula like that, or you let Paula talk to you like that, that's between y'all punk asses. That don't have nothing to do with Golden. You know, I ain't no Golden fan, but he had no business speaking out of turn like that to her. He really, really didn't. And she let his ass know. I gave her all her points for that. She sat up there and she literally gave Paula a time to actually address her husband. Paula didn't say nothing, and Golden cussed his motherfucking ass smooth the fuck out, just like she should have. She told him, listen, I'm not your wife, dude. I'm not Paula. You let Paula talk to you like that, but you don't ever talk to me like that. She let his ass have it. And for one time, I was on Fonzilla's side. You know I'm all about what's right, what's wrong. That motherfucker had no business speaking out of turn to that woman like that. Not the fuck at all. Why are you even in it? You know, the whole thing of them throwing drinks on her and all. Why are you even in it? Why in the fuck are you even in it? That's that crackhead shit. But anyway, so that's basically all that happened. So we're going to be waiting on Todd to come back next week. And again, I didn't really care for Carlos as I didn't care for Carlos as a host, and they were kikiing and having inside jokes. I mean, that just fuck y'all and y'all inside jokes. Y'all could have stayed home with that. We don't need that. We don't need to sit and look at you on stage dressed up talking about some shit we don't know what you talking about. What is the fucking point? I didn't care for that, but y'all let me know what you think. Thumbs up or thumbs down the video. You guys know how that works, and I'm here with you. I will be sitting here. And we will do this next week, and when we see the other half of this and see what's actually going to go on. But leave me comments. Tell me what you guys thought, because it might just be me. I don't know. But, you know, we're always open. Our floor is always open because we can talk. That's what we do over here. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.